Hi, this is Jed with Independent Home Loans again. Wanted to make another video today. Wanted to just to go over a couple of the things that I've had come up lately doing some of the reverse mortgages that people have had a lot of questions on, particularly people that just go, if I want to access more of the equity of my house in case of emergencies, what can I do? And we've had kind of that exact question where people were like, I want to get a second mortgage or this behind a reverse mortgage. Can I do it? And I'm like, no, you don't need to. So let me go over that with you real quick. First off, a little bit about myself. I'm Jed Hardman. I've done mortgages since 2002. I think I started right around July of 2002. It's been nearly 22 years, kind of a crazy run. Made it through the 08-09 crash. Had a lot of success since then. It's crazy that you just never see a mortgage that's that old anymore. That was a long time ago, and values of homes and everything have just went up since the crash, and only had a couple small spurts of going down, really, nationwide basically. This is my wife and kids. My wife's over here in the bottom left. My daughter Kelly is the one raising her hand. She's in preschool. Beverly's right here in her little zebra looking outfit. They love cooking and making food and playing at the counter. They love making pancakes with me. That's a little bit about me. I have two daughters. I live here in Utah. I like dirt biking, fly fishing. I used to ski a lot. Haven't been out there that much lately. And man, it's just a great place to live here in Utah. If you're ever around, come visit. Let me get into the slides here. Let's see. So the reverse mortgage line of credit, this is just going to kind of be the 101 on this thing. Many seniors out there, they're like, I want a reverse mortgage. I don't want a house payment. I want to get rid of my house payment. I want to free up that burden on me. Some of the mortgages, they're going to still be responsible for their own taxes and insurance, but it's still just a giant way for them to gain some freedom and really pay off, be able to afford their medications, other things that are coming. Probably the biggest feature I'm seeing on most of these is lines of credit, is a line of credit, excuse me. It allows people to access a portion of their equity really at any time. And of course, this comes with no payment, and it has growth, meaning the line of credit can actually grow as the value of the property goes up. And I'll jump into that with you. I like this slide. It's basically showing that it's this big safety net for people, or just a way for people to relax and not worry about things. Kind of a funny picture I found online when I was making this of a guy, falling into a net. So in 2024, seniors can now use their equity to create a large safety net. What people like to see about this is, again, there's no mortgage payment. Okay. So let's say somebody owes on their house a certain amount of money. We get rid of that mortgage. They no longer have a mortgage payment, and now they can access some of their equity without having a payment on that too, but they're not going to use that equity, okay? Meaning, like, let's say the line of credit's for $50,000. I've got one right now that we're closing that's just like that. It's about $55,000. I'll be talking about his in just a moment. But it's really cool that he can access that money, use a little bit of the money in case of emergencies, even pay it back if he wanted, but he's not going to, I don't think, and most people won't. But it's that money rolled onto their houses. There's no interest rolled on it like a credit card unless it needs be. So let me go over some of this stuff. So reverse mortgage line of credit, no mortgage payment, like I've said several times. Place to access money, your equity tax-free. You're not taxed on it. This line of credit grows over time. I'll show you that here as well. You also just need to live in the home. Great place for emergency funds. Like a line of credit, like a credit card, this line of credit has no interest ever rolled onto it until the money is spent. And that's also a very nice thing for people, is when they get this, it's not something they're really burdened by. If they need the money, they're not really charged even on their home. So a quick review of the reverse mortgages, just the basics of them. Reverse mortgages are regulated by HUD. These mortgages let seniors get tax-free money and no longer have a mortgage payment. I would say the lion's share of them basically are just somebody getting rid of their mortgage payments. Some of them have enough equity that they can actually get some payment each month out of their mortgage as well. Most people use the line of credit that we're going over today. Seniors always will own the home. It's not owned by the bank. The biggest misconception is the bank has a lien on it, that the lien, a little bit of money goes up on top of the balance, but it's never owned by the bank, okay? Like, meaning you are still the homeowner. You can still sell it, take the equity, and move to the next home. And it's not a permanent thing either. You can move as much as you want, okay? You do have to stay living there. So you can leave, vacation, things like that, but you cannot just leave the house. You or the heirs will never owe more on the home than it's worth. That they've put things in place to do that. You can get money up front tax-free, like a cash upfront payment. And of course, the nice thing is, of course, you have to be 62 years older. Some states it's 55, but most of the ones that are 55, you really can't do many of the reverse mortgage products doing that. You just don't get enough money doing it. Reverse mortgages continued, like just some of the stuff about them. Most people eliminate their current mortgage payment, create a line of credit for emergency expenses, covers healthcare costs, travel, general help to the family. That's what I would say 90% of the people that are looking to do these are that's why they're doing it. Some people just really like the freedom of the whole reverse mortgage. They just like that they're not really in a dire need of making the house payment. They really feel really fiddle free, especially when we have couples that come to us and say, we're making $3,500 a month off of Social Security. One's getting $1,500, one's getting $2,000 or something. Not a lot of money to go around, and we have a $1,000, $1,200 house payment. A third of their money is going into the mortgage still. Getting rid of that mortgage just seems to really free up everything to them. And now they can go to lunch with friends or relax a little bit, or really just cover some of the hard things they weren't able to before. This is a story of a guy that I contacted here in Salt Lake. He was looking to do a forward mortgage, had a high interest rate. I think his interest rate's at 8.5, something like that. He called us on the phone. I'd like to do this. And after talking to him a little bit, I said, you might want to look into doing a reverse mortgage. And he was like, I don't know much about reverse mortgages. He's from Mexico. He's not super familiar with some of that type of stuff. His name's Franco, and I brought him into the office, and we went over how reverse mortgages work, went over the amortization schedule, and this is what you're going to owe. You're still going to have a lot of equity here, 5 to 8 years, because he may want to move back to Mexico or El Paso, where his brother lives. So he's 66 years old. He owes about $85,000 on his home. The value of the home is about $490,000. Okay, his payment's $930, something like $937 or something like that. He's eliminating that payment altogether. He's getting $17,000 cash up front. He's getting a line of credit for $56,000. He's doing a few home repairs he's been telling me about. He wants to build kind of a place in the back to, I don't know, sit and make tacos with his friends and just chill. He's excited about it. The nicest thing about this is he wants the line of credit. When he first came in here and looked at it, he just wanted a traditional reverse mortgage. We went over, okay, here you can get a line of credit with it to spend the money. He was so curious. He's like, I don't know what you mean. I have access to that money. He said, yeah, you can access it for a year, the line of credit. He's getting $17,000 up front, $17,000. Then said, now you also have the line of credit for $56,000. He's real conservative. He drives, $6,000 to $8,000 cars. What he tells me, he buys one every 4 to 5 years used. Pretty simple. He's like, if I can just get a small little SUV, in that price range, I will just throw it on the line of credit. We went over the amortization every year as it keeps growing. He's like, that's going to save me having a car payment or worrying about a car or fixing a car. He's an older guy. He's like, I've had to fix so many $2,000 or $3,000 cars. Getting an $8,000 car that's a lot more reliable. And I know some people like $8,000 car, it seems so cheap, but to him that is a nice car. He likes it. Why I have a picture of a beach on here? Well, he loves to go to the beach down there to see his family in Mexico. He wants to be able to not worry about really working and not having a house payment. And he makes about $5,000 a month. So him getting rid of about, a fifth or a quarter of his payment is going to be a really big thing for him. So we went over all this stuff. He's just about ready to sign and close here. It's coming up really shortly. Very cool experience here for him, because I really don't think that he understood any of the stuff was out there, and he still owed about $85,000 on his house. His credit's not been as good as it was in the past. He still has like a 630 credit score, but he couldn't get a really good rate on doing a forward mortgage, and this thing really just seemed to come in and just like he just was like, man, I'm so excited about this. I can go down and see my family in Mexico. They're down there by I'm trying to remember the name of it, Cihuataneo, something like that, down there in that really beautiful part of Mexico. And he's like, I'm just excited to get down there, see my family as much as I want, go down there for a month at a time, come home, especially here in the winters in Utah, you can go down there, have a good experience, and not really worry about a house payment and come back and everything's fine. He doesn't have to work as much. And this has been a really good thing for him. And when we run the amortization schedule, 5-7 years from now, he's still going to have about 300 grand in equity if he does decide to move back to El Paso or wherever to be closer to other family. So very, very good experience I had with him, and I'm excited for the guy. I'm Jed Hardman with Independent Home Loans. I've done a lot of these reverse mortgages, helped a lot of clients out. Really looking forward to working with anybody that has any questions, concerns, problems with them. Feel free to reach out anytime on my phone number, 801-602-4071, or just Jed at Independent Home Loans. Shoot me an email, give me a call. We're licensed in 5 to 7 states. We're actually in 5 right now, but we may go back into Colorado and Washington and a few other states. But again, even reach out to me if you're not in a state that I'm licensed in. We can always find, I know several other reverse lenders that can help you. Jed Hardman, 801-602-4071. Thank you.